love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my days, joy in my days. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath
Good morning. Happy Father's Day to everyone who's a dad or behaves like a dad. And we're so grateful. This is kind of becoming a tradition, guys. I don't know if you've bought into that yet, but we kind of are. The Larson dads. We're so grateful that you're with us today. Thank you so much. So welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where, centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. Please stand and join in our first joy song. This is the time in our service when we honor our children, so we welcome all children to come forward. It might be a small group today because they might be taking their dads out to brunch or something. But come on up. We'll learn a little bit about what they're going to focus on today, and then we will stand for our second joy song. Oh, we'll bless them out, and then we'll stand.
Can you stand right beside? Yeah, so if all the kids can come up, got a few more. Good, I think we're all here. And then I just wanted to let all of you know, well, happy Father's Day, and celebrating kind of the divine masculine in all of us and all of the world. So 2 announcements before you can bless us out, and that is that our high schoolers are at rally, so just bless them. It starts actually tonight. So just bless them and keep them in your thoughts. It's a life-changing experience for them. And then the other thing I wanted to announce is that summer camp is the last week in June, and we've been full for a long time, which is really great. And on the last day of summer camp, which is Friday, June 28th, we are bringing in Jeff and Paige, just Jeff, part of Jeff and Paige, which is they do concerts around in our area. They're amazing. And we're opening it up to everyone that obviously is in summer camp, but all the rest that aren't, and any neighbors or friends or anybody. So just know that everyone is welcome to come and be here with us. It's like 10:30 to 12 on Friday, June 28th. So I think we're good. We're going to do some stuff, make some cards and presents for our dads. So you can bless us.
Yeah, feel free to stand. Yeah, yeah. You ready to whistle? Here we go. It's like this. Try it. Don't let life get you down. You've got a light so bright you can turn it around. Sing it. Don't let life get you down. You've got a light so bright. Big eyes. Again. This moment will not last. You've got some problems, I know, but they will pass. This moment will not last. You've got to open your heart to what comes next. Here comes the whistle again. Don't let life get you down. You've got a light so bright you can turn it around. Don't let life get you down. You got a light so bright. Big eyes. Hey. This moment will not last. You've got some problems, I know, but they will pass. This moment will not last. You've got to open your heart and do your best. Two more times, like that. Last one, yeah. And now the whistle.
don't know how you look at people and continue whistling. Every time I looked at somebody, I was like,
you're laughing.
so that's a very lighthearted segue into our meditation time. This is when we settle in and find the quiet space within. So first we'll have a bit of music to bring us into that state, and then our prayer chaplain, Brooke Lindquist, will lead us in prayer and silent meditation.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
So as we let the beauty of those three voices united in song settle into our hearts, we allow ourselves to unite with all of those around us in love, in connection, and we breathe in the connection that is unity. We find gratitude for all of those in our lives who serve as fathers to us, whether they are our own fathers, whether they are others in our lives who serve as father figures, papas, pops, daddies, bros, whoever it is in our lives who serve as mentors. We find gratitude for those in our lives who have taught us lessons that we need to learn, who we emulate, who we look up to. we know that we have been blessed by so many. And we take a moment today, right now, in this time, to thank those people. We honor them, whether they are our fathers or not. We connect to all of those around us in the sanctuary, knowing that we are one, united in love. We are so grateful for this beautiful community who supports and upholds one another in times of need, in times of joy, knowing that not everyone is filled with happiness in this moment, that everyone has their own journey, but that we are together as one, holding each other up. We lift up the names of all those in our prayer box and on our prayer list, seeing them in health and strength. We are so grateful for the work that Spirit does through us and in us, knowing that we are that Spirit, that we are that force, that source in life. And so it is with such love and gratitude that we move into a time of meditation.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
I think this song deserves a little bit of an introduction. First, I want to say I'm incredibly grateful to be able to be here. you may have to take over this here.
We've sung this song for each one of our grandparents when they passed. And the first time I ever sang this with my dad, I was 12 years old, and it was our mom's father. It was the first time I'd ever sang harmony on a song with my dad, and you gotta stop, dude. It's actually not true. It's quite lovely. It's quite lovely. So the song has some gravity in our family, and when we thought about the songs we might sing here on Father's Day, I think you'll see why this one. It's not a song we typically play, probably in this room, but I think it fits the occasion. So. Good luck. Our Father in heaven, holy be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive all our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory now and ever. Our Father in heaven, holy be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive all our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory now and ever. Amen. Amen.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Good morning, Columbine. And happy Father's Day to all you fathers. So I'd like to invite the three speakers to come up with me together for a moment. That way I can introduce you all at once. So this is Joe. This is Frank and Augustus. And I'm sure these faces are known to most of you, but I think today we're all going to learn a little bit more about them. And they're going to be telling us about their spiritual journey as it relates to being a parent, a father. And I'm sure that I will learn something, because I am learning still that being a father is constantly evolving, and expectations change. So it doesn't end. So I'd like to invite all the fathers to stand. Thank you. Okay, Joe, I'm going to hand this over to you.
Thanks. Right. I got my notes here in case I go too far off script. You guys don't want that. Good morning. Happy Father's Day, everyone. My name is Joe Spurko. I've been coming here to Unity Columbine for about a year, a little bit more than a year now, with my wife, Melissa, and my daughter, Marley. Marley is a rising 7th grader, and she's a part of the Uniteens program, but she's sitting up here this morning, so I'm thrilled to see her out there. And she's sitting right next to her grandmother, who's visiting us from New Jersey, so really special to have my family in the house today, and I'm very honored to be up here speaking with all of you. This place has very quickly become a very special place for me, and I'm just honored to be up here speaking with all of you. When Reverend Sue first asked me to do this talk, I figured that she just heard the rumor that I'm always armed with a good dad joke, and I figured, what better way to kick this off than with a dad joke? Don't worry, I only have time for one, but here it is. How do you throw a party in outer space? You plan it. All right. So many more laughs than groans. I love it. Honestly, when Reverend Sue asked me to do this talk, I wasn't really sure what I could offer this community. My spiritual journey really started just a few years ago. I certainly did have the experience of going to church and memorizing prayers in Sunday school when I was young. And then I've had instances of spiritual experiences where I would feel close to someone that I've lost. My father passed 6 years ago, and I still speak with him every day. And I feel like those instances are spiritual experiences. But when it comes to the spiritual foundation that I rely on to shape me as a person, who I want to be, and the things that I rely on in difficult times, I've really only been doing that for a few years now. I've really only been building that foundation for a few years. So I was a little confused as to why she would ask me, but then I gave it a little bit more thought, and I realized that that came into my life at the perfect time. My daughter's needs have been evolving as she grows, and my spiritual journey, this whole thing starting a few years ago, really came in at the perfect time. I started evolving as a person as her needs started evolving. I remember when Marley was six months old. I remember one morning waking up with her really early, going downstairs and getting her out of her crib and putting her on the table and changing her and cleaning her and dressing her for the day, and then bringing her into the kitchen and feeding her and burping her, and then laying down on her play pad with her and playing with her, and just looking at her and interacting with her and thinking in that moment, man, I did everything that this person needs within less than an hour, and now I'm just here, and that's all she needs. And I remember thinking how afraid I was of being a father at first. I was terrified. I didn't think I was going to do a good job. I was very scared of that. And then I remember thinking 6 months later, look at where I am. I'm like great at this. Being a dad's super easy. All I got to do is show up. I am just here, and that's good enough. So I was pretty naive about some things back then, about a lot of things actually. For example, I wasn't even thinking about how all of the amazing things I did that morning were just teed up for me by my wife. I had all of the diapers here and the wipes here and the clothes here and the baby here, and I didn't even think about how she did all that preparation to set all that up. Like anticipated Marley's every single need before she even came home. We literally didn't need to leave the house for the first 6 weeks that she was with us, not even for food. So I was wrong about a lot of things back then. But one thing that I was right about was being a dad it's really important to show up. And that concept of showing up was way different back then. It was really just being physically there and just doing very basic things. But that has evolved over time. Her needs have gotten bigger as she's grown. She's got big, real emotions. She's got social challenges at school. And I want to be there for her in every way. As her father, I want to be someone who teaches her and shows her how to be things like responsible and kind, compassionate. I can list thousands of things, but if I'm going to teach that to her, I can't just lecture her in the car on the way to school, which she'll tell you. Those are very intense, grown-up conversations. She learns all about the stock market and all kinds of things she doesn't want to hear about. But to teach the real things, to teach the stuff that really matters, I have to show up that way. I have to be an example. I have to live that way. I have to live that example, because anything else just really feels inauthentic to me, and I can't teach those lessons in a way that's not authentic. And that's where my spirituality comes in, because it's I have lived a life in the past based on self-reliance and willpower, and that's gone okay. I figured out how to be a pretty decent guy by doing that. But when it comes to it gets to be pretty difficult, and I want to show up in every way that I can. So I think a lot about the example that we had this past winter when we had a visit from, I think her name was Ariana Platten. She was here during our season of nonviolence, and she started her sermon by asking us all to repeat this one phrase, and that's, "Love is the answer, and I am love." And she talked about showing up like that when all this chaos is going on in the world. We've all seen like our news feeds and all the bad things that are in those. And she talked about showing up as love in the face of everything that goes on in the world. And that's hard to do. That's hard for me to show up like that by myself. But when I am connected with my spiritual life and my spiritual journey, that can come to me a little bit easier. I can figure out how to show up like that. I can show up with love in the face of hate. I can show up as a face of calm when there's chaos all around me. And I can provide that example for her as her needs evolve. I can't do that by myself. I need something that's greater than me. I need to be connected to spirit, to all of you, to the world around me, to the universe that we live in through spirit. And when I can do that, I feel more powerful than I am on my own. And I feel like I can show up for her in exactly the way that she deserves. So that's all I had to say today. So thank you very much. Happy Father's Day.
Hello. And happy Father's Day to all of you wonderful fathers. My name is Augustus Piazza, and normally I'm upstairs running the video, so I'm actually in front of the camera today. I've been coming to Unity. My wife, Melanie, my two children, Amalia and Gus, we've been coming to Unity for 8 years. And I can't believe it's taken 8 years before I was able to get up here and talk. I wanted to a lot sooner. My wife was asked 2 or 3 years ago, so there's been a little competition. When am I going to get up here and talk? But I would have to say, Ann said you get about 7 to 10 minutes, and I'm thinking, I've been here for 8 years. I should at least get like 10 minutes for each year I've been here, at least 5 minutes for each year. So. But this is my opportunity to really share with all of you today my spiritual journey as a father. I really wanted to not use my notes today, but I figured I got to fit it in this tight timeline. So I'm going to refer to my notes. So like Joe mentioned, I mean, Father's Day is all about dad jokes, so I have to throw a dad joke in there as well. I was going through my feed this morning, and I found this perfect dad joke for today, and it's a question joke. Why did the scarecrow become a successful father? Because he was outstanding in his field. Okay, got some laughs there too. All right. So, like many boys growing up, I always dreamt of having kids. Well, maybe not so much. But my perspective shifted early on due to a personal tragedy that I experienced. When I was 13 years old, my mother passed away, leaving me to help raise my 7-year-old brother. My father, though a loving father, coped with his loss by burying himself in work. He believed that the best way to take care of us was to make sure we were taken care of financially and support us in that way. But he really struggled with the ability to connect with us on a more emotional level. Looking back, I mean, this is not surprising. I mean, most men of that time it wasn't a common attribute for men to show their emotions back then, especially sometimes with their sons. But during this challenging time, I often turned to, and I quote, "My Father who art in heaven." Growing up in the Catholic Church, I was encouraged to seek help from the man upstairs. But maybe I took this a little too far. I believed that God controlled everything, and that if I was able to make him happy and follow his rules, he'll take care of me. It was what I would describe in my mind as the perfect quid pro quo relationship. And if I didn't make him happy, bad things would happen to me. I mean, that still sounds crazy today, right? And a little disclaimer, I mean, I'm not sure if this is an accurate depiction of the Catholic dogma, but it's what I believed when I was 13. And again, I was 13, right? So following that belief system, I thought I must have done something really bad for God to take my mother away at such a young age. This belief system filled me with the need to control everything. Being just a teenager and carrying a lot of responsibility, I felt immense anxiety, pressure, and confusion. Despite my efforts to make God happy, bad things continued to happen. It was really easy for me to start challenging this belief system. You know, how could a father's love be so dependent on following his rules and making him happy? This belief system persisted for many years. Even after I left the Catholic Church and I stopped practicing, I could not shake the need to earn God's love by trying to control my life. But then as I grew older and I moved away from home, I continued to evolve on a personal level. I went to college, traveled the world, and experienced some amazing things. And during that time, there was such a freedom not carrying all that guilt around with me. But then, we're going to fast forward. Again, that time limit thing. We're going to fast forward 20 years later. And I was married to my beautiful wife, Melanie, and we faced the struggle of trying to have a baby. After 2 years of struggling, we decided to seek help from a fertility doctor. And the first month of trying, we received a call that changed everything for me. The doctor informed us that Melanie had multiple eggs ready to go, and that if we proceeded with the procedure, there was a high chance of multiple babies. Suddenly, I went from not being sure I was even ready to be a dad to like, am I going to be an octodad? I mean, this is a lot. So now we were faced to make a decision within 24 hours. And then here it was, my Catholic upbringing resurfaced, filling my mind with worries about all things that could go wrong. I reflected on my past, wondering if there was anything I had done wrong that may cause God to punish me again. That night, however, something shifted in me. I realized that I needed to relinquish control and let nature take its course. I decided that no matter what happened, I would embrace and love any and all miracles that came into our lives. This was the first decision I had to make as a dad, and I chose love over everything else. That choice ended up giving us only one, and it was our lovely daughter, Amalia. And we're going to fast forward again to more recent history as having my 2 children, Amalia and Gus, and I continue to evolve in my spiritual beliefs. I moved away from the belief that love had to be earned. However, that subconscious need to control the outcome persisted, but I was determined not to be part of any religion. Then 8 years ago, we found unity. I never expected to evolve the way I did. Unity reframed how I viewed God into an all-loving entity instead of an all-judging one. What a concept, an all-loving God, whatever that is. Regardless of my flaws or misgivings, I was able to answer the question, what is God? Simple, God is love. And despite that shift, now as a dad, I still struggle to let go of the need to control outcomes and protect my children from bad things. Then this little event you probably all remember called the pandemic occurred, and I fell back into those safety rituals. It led me to some dark places, and one night after a breakdown caused by the weight of trying to control everything, protect everyone in my life, I broke. But this time, thanks to the years of Unity teachings and exploration, I had new tools: love, detachment, and community. Over the past few years, my spirituality has evolved using these new tools and lots of spiritual work. But more importantly, my role as a dad has evolved. I realized that I wanted to become the father I didn't have, especially a father who wasn't trying to mimic the God I once believed in. I asked my daughter yesterday, "How do you know I love you?" Her answer, "When I'm scared or I need you, you're always there." And I added, "Unconditionally." Now, as I close in on the big 50 next year, I'm happy, I'm grounded, and I've learned to no longer to carry all that guilt. For my kids, I've tried so hard to instill a deep understanding that I love them no matter what. I tell them countless times throughout the day. I want them to feel it and also hear my unconditional love. They don't have to be anything or do anything to receive that love. It's just there. This is the love that I searched for after losing my mom, and I found it by giving it to my amazing children. Thank you, and once again, happy Father's Day to all.
Good morning. Dating myself with the Genesis model to technology. My name is Frank DiLallo, and I'm grateful for Augustus and Joe paving the way this morning. One of the things I think we had in sync was the dad joke thing. So my father spilled invisible ink all over himself. He's at the hospital waiting to be seen. My dad quit his job as an archaeologist. Now his career is in ruins. The last time my dad played baseball, he got arrested. Apparently, he tried to steal second base. My dad's computer caught a cold. He must have left the window open. My dad said he wanted something groundbreaking for Father's Day, so I got him a shovel. And did you hear about the father who cut off his left leg? He's all right now. Oh, yeah. So, happy Father's Day to all, and I'd like to say happy Father's Day to my father. He'll be 93 this year. I'm grateful for him and his long life in our lives. Although this quote that I'm going to share with you, I don't think is about fatherhood. For me, it's had great application throughout my spiritual journey with fatherhood, and I think you'll recognize it. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epic of belief. It was the epic of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. And the author, Charles Dickens, from Tale of Two Cities, yes. So I really think that it's good that we go into parenthood and fatherhood unaware. Because if we knew full well what we were getting ourselves into, we'd probably be less inclined, right? So, and yet fatherhood has been and is the most rewarding, blessing-filled, life-giving, life-changing, and transformative spiritual adventure I could ever have imagined. Having a blind trust in the mystery of fatherhood, I've learned volumes from my kids about myself, and they have been a significant part of my spiritual journey as a developing father and ongoing part of my growth as a man towards wholeness. The best of times is being grateful, extremely grateful and blessed to have had 4 children. Time flies. My oldest, Josh, is 36, and he and his wife, Danielle, have one of our grandsons, Carter, who is 4, and they live in Fort Collins. And my second son, Andrew, 33, and his wife, Elise, have our other 2 grandsons, Ezra, 9, and Shiloh, 7. And last is my daughter, Joy, who turns 19 next week. So the worst of times is that my 3rd son and youngest son sadly died at age 23. David would have turned 30 last January, and 2016 was extremely challenging year for all of us, to say the least. My mother was struggling with her health. At the same time, David was struggling with addiction. And my mom passed in February of 2016, and David passed in November that same year. I continue to love them both deeply and miss them dearly. Although the worst of times, David's and Mom's passing is a constant wake-up call, an important and painful reminder, and simultaneously a meaningful grief journey into a deeper knowing of how short, fragile, and vulnerable life can be, and the immeasurable significance of family, friends, prayer, and a spiritual community for support, comfort, and healing. Accepting the grief process around losses, even at some of the most inopportune times and places, allows me to deepen in my compassion toward myself, my family, and for others grieving any loss. but especially fathers and mothers that have lost a child. Another quote by Dickens has been a beautiful reminder in the grief process. And can it be in a world so full and busy, the loss of one creature makes a void so wide and deep that nothing but the width and depth of eternity could fill it? The loss of a son to addiction has deepened my compassion for the many individuals afflicted with addictions. I currently work as a therapist in a jail reentry program for individuals struggling with substance use and mental health issues. My not-so-hidden agenda is to help my clients to strive and thrive, to be the best version of themselves. And I want to support them in crossing that invisible and sometimes elusive threshold into health and wellness that my son David was not able to reach. The best of times was when my men's support group with men who are fathers as well. These men helped me navigate the worst of times, a very painful divorce, an extremely challenging but necessary 2-year gap between my first and second marriage, supporting me in how to be a good dad for my sons at the time, even when the circumstances weren't what I believed a family should be. And after 36 years of being together, I am very grateful that these men continue to hold space for me, and I do for them. In addition to the more recent and welcome formation of our men's circle here at Columbine, has been a wonderful blessing and of newly found support and brotherhood. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night. The best of times is when and how amazing this amazing woman has come into my life 25 years ago. I love you. She welcomed and embraced us all, me and the boys, with open arms, as a wife, as a partner, as a stepmom, mother to our daughters, to our daughter, and as Grandma Michelle for our grandsons. The best of times is that we celebrated 21 years of marriage just last Friday. And the best of times, thank you. And the best of times is that we are blessed to have this beautiful inside and out daughter, Joy, who again turns 19 next week. I love that kid so much. A quick story, and I hope this isn't too much information. Soon after the 3 sons, I decided to have a vasectomy, and this was a long before Michelle came along and we had met. I was done having kids, honestly. I loved the boys and I loved doing things with them, but I was done being a parent. Not a father, but a parent. Michelle wanted to have kids, and I know this was really important to her, but after having this procedure, I was sure we weren't going to be able to conceive, and likely we would have to look at other options, including adoption. After getting a sperm analysis, we had a consultation with a urologist who said, "I think you had a spontaneous reversal." He said, you have some stragglers. Your sperm count is very low, and the pregnancy is a long shot, pun intended. But it only takes one. So, well, that one that I call my Michael Phelps swimmer made it. Joy is our miracle child. I truly believe that God wasn't ready for me to stop my fathering after 3 sons. And he wanted me to learn from a daughter too. And maybe even more so than the boys. I mean, I could do all kinds of stuff with the boys. When she came along, it was like tea parties and You know, dolls and, ooh, that's not me. But it's been good. It's been a great journey. As a father, the best of times was being present for all 4 birthing processes with my children. I got to cut the cords after delivery, and with joy, we had a midwife, and she guided me through the most incredible experience of a lifetime, delivering my own daughter into this world. What a beautiful moment that was. The best of times is being able to hug, kiss, and hold my children and grandchildren and let them know I love them dearly. The best of times was being involved in my kids' education, music performances, and sports, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, rowing, and I even got to coach a few teams. One of the greatest memories was playing 3-way hot box in the backyard, so much so that we had grooves that an aerial view would reveal this perfect triangle. And we were all together last Memorial Day and played the game with our grandboys, and I couldn't stop laughing. I was filled with joy about the moment and reminisced with my sons about our backyard fun. Now to go to my grandson's soccer and basketball games is just glorious. As a father, the best of times was experiencing some of the most amazing retreats with my kids, numerous father-son retreats, father-daughter retreats, and years of family camping trips. We slept in tents, swam in Lake Michigan, ran up and down sand dunes, flew kites, careened down zip lines, did archery, paintball, laser tag, skeet shooting, did mask making, participated in sweat lodges, initiation ceremonies, sang songs, did skits, told stories, and ate countless s'mores by countless roaring fires. Now, the best of times is to have an adult relationship with each of my grown children, which adds another dimension to this spiritual journey of fatherhood. Seeing their beautiful lives, growing families, and careers unfold right before my eyes has been the most pure, precious gift I could ever imagine. So in the spirit of the best of times, I would like to share a word to the wise with fathers and fathers-to-be. Something I learned along the way that I am certain had a huge impact on my kids' mental and emotional well-being. There were times, some not so proud moments, when feeling sad, hungry, hangry, irritable, frustrated, and tired, where I was not my best self. The important piece is that I was able to catch myself when I was being too harsh, loud, or scolding with one of my kids. And I learned that following up with them about what happened and admitting my behavior is the key. As soon as possible, I would follow up to them by saying something like, I am really sorry. I didn't handle that very well. Dad made a mistake. I want you to know that how I came across is my fault, not your fault. I also made every attempt to empower them by asking the question, what do you think I could have done in that situation that would be more helpful so that I could be a better dad to you moving forward? In sum, fatherhood has been the most rewarding, blessing-filled, life-giving, life-changing, and transformative spiritual adventure I could ever have imagined. I welcome and embrace the best of times and the worst of times in my life and as a father on my spiritual journey. And after working for the church, the Catholic Church, for 30 years, and having retired in 2020, I made the great escape. And I just want to say, and I cannot express enough about how grateful I am for the loving welcome that I've experienced here, that we've experienced here, and the healing I've experienced by being a part of this spiritual community. Thank you very much. Thank you.
some tough acts to follow. That was beautiful, all three of you. Thank you for that. Yeah, being a father is my favorite thing so far. Every night I go to bed, it's my wife and my daughter lay. I can't believe. Can't believe I could love someone so much. And, this song is one that I learned while my wife was still. She was pregnant with our daughter Hazel, who is now 3.5, and then our family picked it up, and now my brother's been playing it for his boy. Well, the sun is surely sinking down, but the moon is slowly rising. So this old world must still be spinning around, and I still love you. So close your eyes. You can close your eyes, it's alright. I don't know no love songs, I can't sing the blues anymore. Oh, but I can sing this song. You can sing this song when I'm gone. Well, it won't be long before another day, and we're gonna have a good time, and no one's gonna take that time away. You can stay as long as you like, so close your eyes. You can close your eyes, it's alright. I don't know no love songs, I can't sing the blues anymore. Oh, but I can sing this song. You can sing this song when I'm gone. Well, the sun is surely sinking down, but the moon is slowly rising. So this old world must still be spinning around, and I still love you. So close your eyes. You can close your eyes, it's alright. I don't know no love songs, I can't sing the blues anymore. Oh, but I can sing this song. You can sing this song when I'm gone. Oh, but I can sing this song. You can sing this song when I'm gone.
don't know about anybody else, but I think the walls and the roof are bigger than when we came in. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the messages, these deep messages that are very, very touching. Thank you all. Let's start by saying our purpose statement together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And at this point in our service, this is when we invite you to share your treasure with us. There are many ways that we can impact our community here. Most of you know we are self-sustaining. And so this is the time that you're invited to share your gifts, financial gifts with us. So as the offering bags go through the sanctuary, let's say our offering blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And let's turn and give a hello to our online viewers. We're so glad you can join us this way, whether it's now or later. And also welcome to anyone who's visiting today in person in our sanctuary. You're welcome to join us in Foss Hall afterwards for fellowship. Just follow the herd. You'll know they'll lead you where to go. Okay, let me go through our announcements as quickly as I can. This evening, Summer Osborne is gracing us with her presence here, and I want you to hear just real quickly from her.
Change is happening, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether or not you approve. One of two things will happen. You'll either walk with it mindfully, or you will be dragged. Our control in the way this whole thing goes lies in our power of choice. Will you be a light, or will you be a vacuum? It seems to me, with everything available to us at a moment's notice, in mass quantities, you're looking for more. The whole world is waking up asking, what is my purpose? So I invite you to come feel the Summer Osborne experience.
So she will be joining us this evening, and we're having a family picnic outdoors, and she will be sharing music and messages with us. So please join us for this. And Raven and I will be available in Foss Hall to help you purchase tickets if you have not already done that. It is open to the public, so of course friends and family can join. And then on the 28th, we will have Sal Skog here to introduce to us some transgender voices. And details for both of these are in your Thursday email update. Growing pains with parking. Continue. And this is just a reminder. This is where we are in our parking lot saga, and this is what we're moving through. So thank you so much for your patience and understanding. And I want to especially thank John Hopkins. Will you please stand up? John is leading this parking attendant saga. And he's been tenacious and dedicated, and he's been out there. And today also, Glenn Pepper helped out. Glenn, where are you? So if any of you can help in the next few weeks, please speak to John. It's something that we're transitioning into our new parking space at the Boulder Equestrian Center, and and working out the details has been just taking a little bit of time, and then we'll have all our teeth and a beautiful smile. And then also, as Jeannie mentioned, our YOUers are starting rally today. So please keep them in your prayers as they experience this transformative time at rally. Who are our prayer chaplains for today? Lydia and Deb, thank you so much for being here in this way for us. They'll be in the sanctuary to help you to pray if there's something that's heavy on your heart or that you would like to celebrate. They are very well trained and experienced in channeling spirit for you. Thank you so much for doing that for us. All right, let's stand and sing our peace song and say the prayer for protection.